Welcome, students. Let me be the first to welcome all of you and tell you how excited we are to have you here. I'm not just saying that, but I truly believe that you are the best students we have ever had. I'm also very excited to tell you that we are unveiling our new curriculum. This is very cutting edge. We are doing away with our existing curriculum, which was found to be very easy. Yes, our new curriculum is 260 module approach. We start a new module every other day. That's right. All the necessary departments have been told, and you don't need to worry about anything except the costs, of course. And we also believe that, well, you all should be excited as I am, to get classes started. So let's do that. Let's start classes. I want to introduce you to our first professor, Professor Gansler, who is the author of a book which was turned into a movie. And the movie won an award. Please welcome Professor Gansler.
Thank you, Marat. This is my first time teaching this class. And so, yeah. Are there any questions or comments for me? Just anything? What are we going to do? Well, I don't really know what skill level you all are at, so I found this video online that I want us all to watch, and seems like I'm having a little trouble getting it started here. Can I get some help from, a student, great. Do you mind helping?
Luckily I used to work in IT and it was awesome.
Great.
So I know how to do this.
All right, awesome.
Call it Paul Bubba Sparks.
I'm sorry, guys. That was actually my son's iTunes. It's not the video. Happens occasionally here. This is the video I want you to see.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Hooking up words and phrases and clauses.
Conjunction, junction, how's that function?
I got 3 favorite cards that get most of my job done.
Conjunction, junction, what's their function?
I got and, but, and or, they'll get you pretty far. And, that's an additive, like this and that. But, that's sort of the opposite. Not this, but that. And then there's or. Oh.
All right, so that was pretty intense, and a lot of information all at once. So, any questions or comments about that? Yes, you.
I thought we were supposed to be learning about how to draft a cover letter, what tone to use in professional emails, and ultimately how to give a business presentation.
That is a very good question. You should always remember your audience. Does anyone else in the class want to comment on that? Share a personal story? Take up some more time? Any other questions? Yes, you. Yes, question. Good.
I really just want to know what we're going to be graded on.
You know, that is a very good question. Before I speak to that, does anyone in the class have any comments on that? Any ideas from anyone else? No? Actually, it looks like we're out of time. Good luck with the exam, guys. It's actually time for your next teacher.
Good afternoon, class. I'm Professor Weiner, and I will be teaching globalization. So, before we begin, can anybody tell me anything about the financial crisis going on right now in the global economy?
I heard the porn industry asked for a bailout.
You've been reading your Financial Times. Good job. Okay, moving into our topic. Is anybody here from Russia? Anybody? Anybody at all? No? Okay, well that means we can make things up about them. Okay. This week's reading is a great example of Russia's influence on the oil industry. We're going to be talking about northern lights and kites and flights. Any questions? Well, your final begins in 5 seconds, so I'd say get through as much of it as you can. You're MBAs now. We're training leaders here. You got to prioritize.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Jensen. I will be your Human Resources Managing Human Capital professor. I would like to start us off by looking at our syllabus. I'd like you to turn to page 45, please. In the syllabus, I have outlined an emergency plan in case we're in a situation in which we may have to potentially miss class, but we will actually not be missing class, because what we're going to end up doing is you're going to exit via the exit signs. They read EXIT in red letters, and you're going to go ahead and go down the stairs in Duquesne Hall, walk outside, go across the street, go across to the Gelman Library. Out in the back, behind the bushes, I have hidden helmets and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for us so that we may continue our lessons regardless of any factor, including flood, tornado, tropical storm, or even an extraterrestrial invasion. Okay, now let's get started. During Institute, I actually was hiding and took pictures of you, and I already know your names. So, Brent, what do you think about strategic opportunities in the sectors of public, nonprofit, government, international, intergovernmental, human resources at the strategic table in the last 10 to 25 years?
I mean, I think HR is awesome, and I think HR is really, it's really good for every organization.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Sean, what do you think?
Well, I don't think that HR, at the table.
Good point. Liz, what do you have to say about that?
Well, I guess if I had maybe a little bit more information.
Really? Brent, do you agree with Liz?
I really don't understand what Liz was saying.
Okay, Liz, why don't you go ahead and explain what you were saying to Brent?
Well, I guess HR is opportunistic or
Okay, good. Brent, why don't you, what do you think about what she's saying?
So, something about strategery.
Actually, absolutely not. We're talking about human resources, managing human capital, having a seat at the proverbial table.
At the perverted table?
Okay. Sean, will you speak to this point?
To piggyback on what Brent said, what size table are we talking about?
Precisely. Irrespective of the size of the table, HR does in fact have a seat at the table. All the time, in any situation, in any circumstance. So, I'm going to leave right now, and I don't want you to come into my room for the next 20 minutes, because I'm going to be entering your comments into a spreadsheet, and I will then later email you regarding your attitude, appearance, and intellect. Now for your next professor, Tim Fort.
Me. Raindrops on roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite